Hello everyone! We've leveled through Xal'atath, journeyed through the core way. We've done some good groundwork, but there's still plenty to deal with. The Nerubian Queen is in league with Xal'atath, gathering the blood of old gods to ascend their people, and who knows what else they want to accomplish. The Arathi of Hollowfall have to contend with Beladar during dark for longer and longer periods of time, giving the monsters of the deep all the time they need to wipe them out. The machines in the Ringing Deeps have been saved from corruption and made operational again by Magni passing on the blessing of Azeroth, but still plenty of machines that need fixing. And then at the top, on the Isle of Dorn, we have seen Xal'atath corrupt their riders, wiping out the order that's been guarding the Isle from the sky for millennia. Plenty of problems to deal with. But first, let's welcome some much needed reinforcements. Thrawn and Jaina finally return, and some already asked how it was possible for the fleet to get through the storms that are supposedly surrounding Xal'atath. That is because of Jaina and the Tide Sages from Kul Tiras that are able to calm the winds and the waves.
We will survive, and here they come now.
Loktar, everyone.
And apologies for the delay.
Seek out my steward, Outlander. He is waiting to assist you.
Jaina, Thrall. When we last spoke, I was in a dark place. My grief and rage were deafening. I thought the only way to silence them
Was to hunt down those responsible. I know what that's like. To survive an atrocity and feel like vengeance is all you have left.
Or to think you could have stopped what happened, if you had just seen what was right in front of you.
That pain, that guilt. I felt it twisting me into someone I'm not. But I assure you, I have found my way back from the edge. And I am here, with you, to the end.
It's good to have you with us, Alleria.
We're all in this together.
That we are. The time will come when I must face Xal'atath again. But when I do, it will be for the right reasons.
Alleria, when I heard about Dalaran, I would have come sooner. I wanted to. But the state of the world right now, the Radiant Song...
It's all right, Terralion. You don't... We each have our responsibilities to bear. Truth be told, if you had seen me as I was, what I had started to become...
I should have been there for you.
You were. More than you could ever know.
We stood together for 1,000 years. I'll stand by you for 1,000 more.
And the next time I push you away?
I wait. Until you ask me to come back.
Then it's a good thing I always do.
I've missed you, Alleria. And I'm not going anywhere.
I know. We stand together, Terralion. Here and now.
After setting up things for our troops in Dornagal, it is time to get to work and fix what has been broken. First up are the Storm Riders. Their order was corrupted by Xal'atath, and we had to wipe them out, but perhaps we can bring back what was lost. The stormrooks are air elementals from Skywall, the elemental plane of air. Way back when, the Black Empire, the Old Gods, they had managed to enslave the Elemental Lords, and chaos ruled the world of Azeroth, until the arrival of the Titans. Their keepers battled with the elemental lords and defeated them, but they are elements. You can't really destroy them, as the spirits of the elementals were bound to Azeroth itself. If they were killed, their corporal forms would simply manifest again in time. So it was that Keeper, with the aid of the gifted Titanforge sorceress Helya, they crafted 4 interlinked domains within a pocket dimension known as the Elemental Plane. Ra and Helya then banished the Elemental Lords and nearly all of their servants to this enchanted prison realm. Alakir was sent to Skywall, the elemental plane of air, which you might remember visiting to fight the Windlord himself or to later place Vandaran in a position of power. Meaning that the elemental plane is not inaccessible. And on Kezogar, there's been an incident. Report 605-D9. Remoliths were butting heads, causing shockwaves, and what I assume led to opening up a rift into the elemental plane of air. From the storm, from Skywall, there came the stormrooks that were quite a hostile problem for the Earthen. Although the mountain giants have been able to shield much of our surface workers from harm, these winged furies grow in number and ferocity by the day. They send word to the Keeper for aid, Keeper Arcadus, meaning that at some point they were able to make contact with the outside world beyond Kezogar. Arcadus shows up with support from a Keeper from the west, presumably Keeper Ra, who seemed to quell the storms with his mere presence alone. His arrival seemed to darken the skies, silence the winds, and halt the rain. Even the winged creatures of storm seems to cower in his presence. They don't call him the Keeper of Storms without reason, wielding the fist of Raden and the High Keeper's wards.
Oh, the familiar embrace of the storms.
After surveying the damage from these elementals, the thunder-cloaked figure ascended the mountains towards the storm alongside our Keeper. We're unaware of what transpired atop the mountain, but the Keeper from the west spoke of a battle fought in a past age, the storm its scar, presumably the time that he and the others took on Alakir and imprisoned him. In his grasp, now bound and controlled, he held one of the winged creatures, a stormrook. These elementals were the first to rain their unordered chaos down upon this sector. Now they will be its guardians, and the weapons you will wield to protect this site. And so, the first of the Stormrook riders were chosen. From the Dawn interface in the Hall of Awakening, we learned that the machine would start to pump out more Storm Riders after this incident, in an effort to keep the Coreway and the surrounding sector safe from exterior threats. Bilgrim was the leader, with Olberic, his right-hand man, right there from the beginning. They had a falling out over the binding of the Rooks, with Olberic believing that they shouldn't be forced to serve. Bilgrim followed the will of the Keepers, but interestingly enough, also defied their will, or so Thrall says, as Bilgrim not only used the Stormrooks that they had, that Ra helped them control, he learned how to summon more of them, which is interesting because he was all about staying strict to the edicts and following the will of the Titans. Yet he, just like the others, he fought outside of the box to fulfill his edicts. Imagine that if his edicts is to keep Dornegal and the Isles safe, and they don't have enough Storm Riders to defend the lands against threats like the Nerubians, then he'd be willing to go against the will of the Titans and bring in more chaos, bring in more of the Rooks. The Storm Riders were calibrated with militant prowess and strategic awareness in order to execute their assigned designation. Originally assigned to the western watchtower of Dar Ostan, following the construction of Stormwatch, Storm Riders were assigned to multiple sites around the patrol districts within Sector AR-938. That's their history, but now their order is nearly gone. To fix what was broken, we must do what Bilgrim did, summon in new Stormrooks, and unite them with the Earthen, who feel the call of the elements.
We need to ask someone who knows them well. Lufsela, may we speak to you?
Winds and wings.
All the stormrooks are gone. I can't help you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have my fish to, water.
She is hiding something. Follow her.
Xal'atath, no!
Easy, friend. We don't want to harm your rider. Tell me, how is it that you were given a rook if you're not a storm rider?
Xal'atath doesn't belong to anyone. But she chose me. Besides, nobody else could handle her. She has this tendency to corkscrew unexpectedly.
It seems you were meant for each other. This bodes well. You have a bond with the Rooks. Even those return to the storm. I can sense it.
Shroud may be all that's left. We lost so many.
Hold, Outlanders. This place is off limits to all but Stormward Baelgrim.
You didn't hear? Baelgrim... he's gone.
This Stormrook has no bindings. It follows your directive still.
Follows is a strong word.
You knew Baelgrim. And you know the Stormrooks. Then you were a Stormrider.
Cycles upon cycles ago, yes.
You think I can summon the Stormrooks?
Affirmative. If we can get you and the conduit to the peak.
We'll fly ahead and prepare. Ulbrig, where is your Stormrook?
Gone.
Oh. Well, ride Shalbendry with me. She's strong enough to carry us both.
Thank you.
Here we go. Stay close. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Outlander, help us hold these elementals at bay!
Reach out through the storm, Lufsela, as we discussed.
All right, here goes. Stormrooks, hear me! We need your help!
Good. Open your mind and your heart to them.
I don't think it's working! They're not listening!
Hold, Lufsela!
Go to her, champion. Lend her your strength.
I can't do this! The Titans!
Baelgrim summoned the Stormrooks on his own. If he defied the Titans, so can you!
Lufsela, the Stormrooks know your intentions. Focus. Call them, and they will answer. Well done. The Stormrooks have heeded your call.
Not just mine. Theirs. They chose to help us, of their own free will.
What now, Lufsela?
We have a lot of work to do. New Stormrooks, new riders. We're going to have to start all over.
You won't be alone, Lufsela. I can help you. So can Vakmar, and...
But I'm no Stormward, Ulbrig. I don't know if I can.
Lufsela, Baelgrim was as stubborn as a ram's arse and twice as shale-headed. Do you think he knew what he was doing when he took over the Storm Perch? No. He was a good rider, but it took him far longer than you to figure out how to train a Stormrook. Sure, he went through many recharges, but he knew what the Titans had done to the Rooks was wrong. We fought about it. That's why I finally left. He wouldn't admit it. But I realized it didn't matter. the way he called them. At some point he changed. More like one of those shaman, like Thrall.
So he knew, somewhere inside. But he didn't remember?
Something like that. But you weren't afraid of the truth, Lufsela. And that's why you deserve this.
I'm still not sure I do. But the stormrooks deserve better. And I can give them that.
No longer will the Rooks be forced to serve. They now choose to do so, with a stronger bond to the Riders than ever before.
Another Alliance lackey here to polish Tyrolian's armor.
Pay attention, Orc. Watch one of the Alliance's best at work.
Oh, will they also talk the enemy to death?
On the beach, we help Tyrellian and Overlord Kajara with not killing each other, managing the troops, gearing and training the Earthen. A lot of faces have shown up on the Isle of Dorn. Some familiar, some not so much. Easy to miss are Captain Rezokun of Zandalar and Captain Tendred Proudmoore of Kultiris, who command their fleets. G. Firepaw and Isaac Cloudsinger actually get to hang out and do something together. Sunwalker Desko got himself a brand new outfit, and he brought his son along, the one that survived and has the destiny on Pandaria. Officer Herrick was once upon a time book only, beyond the Dark Portal, described as Donna's right-hand man, now finally added to the game as well. And then Lady Audrin, she walks around with Salandria. Salandria being the orphan that we helped out during the Children's Week event. And as promised back then, she's been working really hard with Liodrin to become one of the Blood Knights.
You would do well to remember what you've witnessed here, Orc.
Oh, I won't soon forget.
Go, champion. Spare yourself.
With the troops in order, we go back to the Storm Riders, who are just about to get some training from one of the best.
Unfortunately, a few of our new recruits have wandered off with their rooks. I wanted them to have a chance to bond, but it's probably time to round them up. I would have asked Olberig, but he has wandered off too.
A magical city traveling the world. Just think of all the places it saw before it fell here. Apologies. We seem to both enjoy exploring. Let's go, Traumer.
Then it better be a fiddler with a ready drink. Back to work then. It seems our absence has been felt, Fawa. Best not to keep our admirers waiting any longer.
That appears to be the last of them, for now. But we should stay vigilant, Vatar. Yes, of course. The mission must always come first. Up, boy! Let's fly!
I'm sorry, Lufsela. We cannot wait for this Olberig any longer.
Just like we practiced, Lufsela. The storm is your ally.
Olberig, where are you? We need you. Initiating!
Well done. The storm has granted the Rooks its strength.
Right then, let's get these birds in the air and see what they can do.
Outlander, please take Shroudbendry up. I'd like to stay in case Olberig returns.
Let's start by swinging out over the ruins of Dalaran. May it remind ye that what goes up can sometimes come back down.
I wish I could have seen it whole. Such a wonder, such a loss.
We'll do a circuit of the bay. The water ought to make for a softer landing, just in case one of you takes a dive.
Yes, but then we would be wet. Think of our clothing, man.
Fly as low as you can. Imagine a cave roof full of stalactites over your head.
Let's not talk about caves. My former directive was mining. I've had enough stalactites, thanks.
Lufsela sure gave your rooks some pep. Woo, they don't seem to be tiring at all.
Fawa and I would like a rest cycle after this, just the same.
You're doing great for a bunch of rookies. I think we can move on to lesson 2.
But how?
Urge your rook upward. They discharge as they gain altitude.
This would make for quite the show. Anyone fancy putting together an aerial act?
Only if it's an act of war.
Delicious.
Send them down to the deeps, lads and lasses!
Lads, lasses, we are thousands of years old.
It is not age that matters, but experience.
Well done, everyone! I think it's time we gave your stormrooks a breather. Champion, I think I saw the old storm rider Ulberig while I was flying by the meadery. Ye might check on him while I take the flock home to roost.
How often did we have the same argument about our stormrooks, Baelgrim? And how often did that blasted Titan machine wipe away the memory of it? It's Zarine, Baelgrim's Stormrook. Zarine, you stayed, even with Baelgrim gone. But you're free now. Go, fly. I see now. We were both right, Baelgrim. Stormrooks can be free, but choose to serve. Would you fly with me? Thank you, Zarine. We will honor Baelgrim together.
A lot has been done to bridge the gap between the Oathsworn and the Unbound. Time for the Earthen of Xal'atath to truly reunite as one.
So, we are in agreement?
Yes. We must assist our new allies. And to do that, we must renounce the edicts forever.
It is fitting, then, that we do so here, where it all began, where the edicts were written. Who would like to do the honors? I, the Council Ward of Dornogal, declare that we are all unbound.
Looks like the Titans don't appreciate it when the Earthen try to break free, which might be the point, that the Titans are cruel masters that do not allow anyone to step away from the norm, but there is the potential that there's more at play. We've spoken about the Watchers, who were extremely cruel to the Earthen, and that if the Earthen would dare to go against the will of the Titans, they were going to pay. We've also seen Keeper Loken mess around with Titan machinery in the past, so perhaps it was the Watchers who set up this failsafe. At the same time, we've also seen that these unbound Earthen, they've been doing their thing for millennia and no retribution followed. Not until they smashed the machine. This could just be an automatic response to the destruction of Titan property, not the Earthen trying to stand on their own 2 feet. Either way, it doesn't matter much if we don't come together and put our training to use.
Anyone else concerned we're out of our depth here?
Remember your training, Catilda.
That won't be hard considering how recent it was.
Look at the size of that thing.
Aren't you supposed to be the stalwart one? Now I'm nervous.
Task complete. We did it.
And in style, too.
We have made the Isle safe.
Good work, Storm Riders. Take a victory lap and let our people know their shores are safe again.
It seems the Storm Riders have proven themselves once more. As have you, champion.
I see Zarine has returned. Does he bring our new Stormward with him?
No. Our new Storm Ward has been right here all along. Lufsela has done what Baelgrim and I failed to do for thousands of years. She's brought the stormrooks to Wing as equal partners, with compassion and understanding.
Quite so. But will she accept the burden of becoming Stormward, Lufsela?
If it means keeping the Stormrooks and their riders safe, then yes. Without hesitation.
That's the Storm Rider problem fixed, but they do have more Earthen feeling the call and more Stormrooks are going to be summoned. Next up, we join Lily and Voss into Ashkahet as the Widow Ragnar has a lead for us.